And this has been my kitchen.
Hello, welcome to Cooking with SonicBlu, and today we got a bunch of chicken, as you can see right here. And we're going to dice up all of these chicken breasts for tonight's meal, which is what I call Zesty Lemony Chicken Alfredo. Now, while we dice our chicken, I'm going to let you know that we're going to be doing some homemade stuff with our Zesty Lemony Chicken Alfredo. In addition to the chicken, the linguine, the Alfredo sauce, we're also going to be making our own homemade lemon pesto. I'm going to show you how to do that too. But first, we're just going to dice up our chicken breasts. Make sure you get them in nice sized pieces. They can be about ½ inch cubed. Yeah, I kind of had a shortage of chicken breasts this time around, but I think it actually was just enough to go around. But you really want about a pound. About a pound of chicken breasts per package of noodles. Okay, what we're going to do here is add some olive oil to our skillet, and this is what we're going to be cooking our chicken in. This time I'm being careful of how much to add because I'm paying more closer attention to the amount instead of talking. But what you want is just enough oil to cover the pan. Give it a little swirl, make sure you get it all coated there. And there we go. There we go, nice and coated, with a little tiny bit of excess. Okay, we're going to turn on the fire to a medium-high, and we're going to open up our jars, slap our jars, and then open them up. This actually helps loosen the lid, if you slap the bottom of the jar like that. But we're going to open up our jars of Alfredo sauce. And then we're going to test the consistency and the heat of the oil by waving our hand over it. And if we feel the heat coming off of it, then we know we're ready. Listen to that sizzle. Now, we're not going to season our chicken because we're going to be adding our lemon pesto to this. And there's going to be lots of flavor in that pesto. So don't season your chicken. Just drop it in and cook until fully cooked. You can tell they're fully cooked if they are fully white and no pink pieces are shown. There we go. That's cooking up really good. That's in the direction where we want to go. You can already see it's starting to cook itself up quite nicely, and we're going to give our sauce a little stir. And you want to put your sauce on a low heat. You want to cook your sauce slowly, and you don't want it to bubble all over the place. So we're going to reduce the heat down to very low temperature. Okay, now we got our water for our linguine noodles. So we're going to crank up the heat on that to a high flame. Give our chicken a stir again here. Don't really want to keep our chicken left alone too long. Okay, this is some of the ingredients we're going to be making our pesto with. This is basil. So you want to get a tablespoon of basil. And this basil is grown fresh in our garden, so it's actually homegrown basil. Okay, just drop that right in. That's the last of our basil. Okay, now you want to add some lemon basil. And we're going to add a tablespoon of lemon basil. Now, if you don't have lemon basil at home, 2 tablespoons of regular basil should do nicely. But the lemon basil really helps add to the flavor. There we go. And we used up all that too. We need to grow some more basil. Okay, that's dill weed. That we don't grow here. But we could. We just haven't gotten any dill weed yet. But what we're going to be doing is adding a teaspoon of dill weed. Since dill weed is a pretty strong flavor, we're only going to need a teaspoon of that. Okay, we're going to give our ingredients a little shake, get them all mixed in well. You got your basil, you got your lemon basil, you got 1 teaspoon of dill. Smells really good. Okay, let me show you the lemon we're going to be working with. We only need 1 lemon. And let me get out what we're going to be using. This here is the part of the grater which we call the zester. There are different parts of the no, not jester, zester. This is the zester in your cheese grater. That's for cheese, you know, for shredding cheese. That's for slicing cheese. And then over here you have your zester. And if you're ever wondering what those little tiny holes are for, this is what we use it for. You can use it for zesting lemons, oranges, any kind of citrus. And you could also use it to ground cinnamon. And chocolate, too. So to make our lemon zest, what we're going to do is we're going to take an entire lemon, and we're going to run the entire outside of the lemon through the zester. And we're going to get as much of that peel as possible. Once you got the entire lemon zested, you come away with, and you know, don't be afraid to use the tips too, because that becomes zest as well. And there you have lemon zest. I bet you didn't know that the outside peel was edible, but it is if you make it into lemon zest. We're just going to scrape the rest of it off of the grater here, and we're going to need to start with a teaspoon of it, but you could probably use about 2 teaspoons of lemon zest here. And we're just going to drop that zest right in there. That's about 2 teaspoons worth. So I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to check our consistency first to make sure that we're on top of things. And there's your lemon, fully zested, fully without its peel, as much of the zest as you can get. And what we're going to do now is we're going to take the rest of the lemon, we're going to slice it in half. Move all this stuff out of the way. I need counter space! Anyway, we're going to slice our lemon in half. And then we're going to take both halves of the lemon, and we're going to extract the juices right into our container here. You want a full lemon's worth of juice. And if you're working with lemons, watch out for those seeds. What would have helped, though, is if I ran it over a strainer and caught all the seeds in the strainer, but I didn't think about that at the time. So if you are squeezing fresh lemons, don't forget a small strainer to catch all the lemon seeds. But if you do get some seeds in your pesto, just note where they are, get them out right away. And just making sure that there are no more seeds. Are there any more seeds in here? I know there's another seed there. There it is. Alright, get that seed out of there. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, seed. Okay, there you go. Okay, we're going to mix this together now. So you got your basil, your zest, your lemon juice, and your dill weed, and we're going to mix all of that together until it's well combined. Whoa. There's a seed. Hello, how'd you get in there? Get out of there. Okay, recommencing stirring. Now you want to stir until all ingredients are well combined. You want to have the basil and your zest soak up all that lemon juice. You want to soak up as much of that juice as possible. So we're going to add the rest of our lemon zest here. And we'll find that all that lemon juice is being soaked up nicely by our zest. Now, if you find you have excess lemon juice, just add a little bit more basil, a little more zest, until all of that juice is absorbed by your ingredients. That looks good. Okay. Next, we're going to go for some more basil, because we actually have sweet basil now. So I'm just going to add a little bit of sweet basil to help absorb the rest of that lemon juice. So that's about 1/4 teaspoon there. Stir it, and we find that it's soaking up really nicely. And this is how we make homemade lemon pesto, but we're not done yet. We're not done yet. Well, you can't even see that lemon zest anymore. But that is a good-looking lemon pesto. There you go. When it looks like that, you know you've got lemon pesto, or starting to get lemon pesto. There's a little bit more lemon zest there. Let me just add that in real quick and stir. Let's give my chicken a little stir here. What we're going to do is we're going to push all this chicken aside, and I'm going to show you why we're going to do this, because we're going to add 2 to 3 teaspoons of minced garlic. That's about 1.5 cloves worth, or 2 cloves worth, if you want to add 2 cloves of garlic, or about this amount. This is going to be 3 teaspoons minced garlic. Okay, now we're just going to roast our garlic a little bit. And we don't want to roast it to where it's completely cooked. We just want to get most of the strong flavor out of there and get it nice and cooked up, roasted. And what we're going to do with this garlic is we're going to add it to our lemon pesto. Now you want to make sure that you pay particular attention to garlic when you roast it, because it's very quick to burn. So you definitely don't want burnt garlic in your pesto, so you have to watch it. And also, if you're working on a dry skillet, you got to watch out. That minced garlic likes to jump around a lot. So we're just going to push all that rest of that chicken out there. And if you get some of the garlic in with your chicken, that's fine. But we're after the most of the garlic here, in which we're going to just drop right into our pesto mix. A little bit more there. And we're going to get as much of that garlic as possible. The rest of the garlic can actually mingle with the chicken. It'll be fine. So give that a stir. Make sure that all that garlic is well combined, that you don't even see it, because it will get lost within the greenery of your lemon pesto. It's almost like getting lost in the Lost Woods on Legend of Zelda, isn't it? Where's the garlic now? I don't know. It's in there somewhere. Okay. Next, we're going to add olive oil to our lemon pesto. Now, you don't need that much olive oil. So get out your spoon that you used to stir it with, and we're just going to take 1 spoonful of olive oil. Nope, just 1 spoonful. Okay. Yeah, I was basically catching the excess oil that ran off onto the can, so... But 1 spoonful of olive oil will do it. And there's your lemon pesto. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take our lemon pesto that we just made, and we're just going to slap it down onto our chicken. No, we're going to slather it onto our chicken. Make sure you get all of it. We didn't mix it all for nothing. And there we go. And now, watch this. When you mix it with your chicken, all of those chicken pieces are going to be well coated with the pesto, and it only takes a few stirs. It's almost like magic. You see that? All that pesto is now coating our chicken beautifully. It's like a pasting agent. It clings to everything. And look at how it clings to our chicken. Now look at that. Just a few stirs, and all pieces are coated with the lemon pesto. Okay, now turn off the fire. You're done. Now let's work on our noodles. And once you've reached a boil, you can throw your linguine noodles in. Don't forget to add the salt and the oil to help separate the noodles and keep them less sticky. And we're just going to push our noodles into the water and let them boil until they reach a very well done texture. And give your sauce a little stir. Now you want to cook your sauce very slowly, because if you cook it too fast, it's going to bubble and boil all over the place. And later on, this is a later part of the video, we're checking the texture of our noodle and make sure that it's done. And what I like to do is just snip a little bit at the end. Oh, perfect. Not firm. Absolutely perfect. So now once your noodles are done, and they have to be well done, not firm, not al dente, we're going to drain off the water and return the noodles back. Wow, that was fast. Hey, kitchen magic. I love it. Well, this is camera magic. It's time lapse. Anyway, since we're not quite ready yet, give your noodles a good fluffing. You definitely don't want them to settle, because then they'll stick together. So, on occasion, if you're not quite done, give your noodles an occasional fluffing, and that prevents sticking. Now, our sauce needs to be nice and thin, so if it's about like that, you're close to being finished. So there's our noodles, and we're going to now serve our zesty lemony chicken pesto, and look at those noodles. That's a lot of noodles in one package of linguine. So first we're going to lay down our fully cooked linguine noodle. Yeah, you can add a little more to that plate. There we go. Oh, a little more? Okay. Boy, we got some hungry people in the house, don't we? Okay. You got a noodle hanging. Got a noodle hanging. We got a hanger. We got a dangler there. Come on, get that noodle. Oh, I guess I didn't see it. But anyhow, adjust the camera here, and I'm going to show you how much chicken you're going to be putting on top of your noodle there. So good for your chicken, and just put a nice spoonful of chicken on the top. Spread it around a little. And there's the noodle. Okay, I saw it now. So there's your chicken on top of the noodle. Now go for your sauce. And what you want to do is you want to ladle your sauce. Look how thin that is. That's what you want right there. Now your sauce will thicken back up after it cools. But you definitely want to serve it when it's thin. That way you get as most of your dish covered as possible. See? And you're definitely covering up all of the beautiful chicken that you just made. Now, for a little added bonus, I like to add lemon juice to the top of this after I put Parmesan cheese on it. I like to top it with some lemon juice. That's just my own touch, but you can omit the lemon juice because there's plenty of lemon flavor in your pesto, and your chicken will have that lemon flavor. But let's face it, I'm a guy who loves my lemon, so I'm going to serve up another dish here because we got a hungry family to feed, and you have to serve a lot of this stuff. And I'm going to show you the finished result here. That's my plate. You can definitely tell that's my plate because it's the most fulfilled. All right, so take the Parmesan, sprinkle it as much or as little as you want. It's cheese. You're going to want a lot of cheese. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add a pinch of parsley for the top for color, which I think adds a really nice accent to this meal. A little bit more, just spread it around a bit. And we're going to put the rest of it back in the bottle here. And now, go for the lemon! Yeah, me and Ronan's dad love our lemon. So I make sure to give him the same amount that I get. And there you go, some lemon on the top of that. And if you have a bottle like this, it's always best to cork the top of it with your fingertip and then just let a few droplets out at a time. And that'll help sprinkle lemon juice onto your meal better that way. Oh yes, we got the gluten-free noodles too. Let me test to see if these are done. And tastes lemony, but it's perfect. So turn the fire off and then we'll serve them later. But right now, take a look at that finished dish. And that easy dish can be yours if you follow right along with us and right along with what we're doing here. And it'll taste wonderful, it'll taste zesty and lemony and out of this world. And if you don't believe me, try it at home yourself and see just how easy it is to make zesty, lemony chicken Alfredo. Right about now, you're watching the cat eating while the credits are rolling because I didn't really have any bloopers to show at the end of the credits. So I decided to film the cat eating its food. Boy, I don't know what he's eating, but it doesn't really look as appetizing as our zesty lemony chicken Alfredo. But that is the end of our episode, Cooking with SonicBlu, and I would like for everybody to tune in next time. If you're looking for a good recipe to work with, you've come to the right place. I will show you the way, and I will show you some of the recipes that I can make in hopes that it'll give you some ideas on your next dish. So, tune in next time. I don't know what we're going to be preparing, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be delicious enough to make a cooking video out of. Hi, Kitty. Hi, Kitty. Hi, Kitty. Ah, it's Kitty! Extreme close-up on Kitty. Actually, he kind of walked into the camera after he was done eating. He was very fascinated by it. So he's checking out the camera, seeing what makes it run. But anyway, this is Cooking with SonicBlu. This is SonicBlu coming at you saying tune in next time. And remember, folks, if you're not cooking good, you're not eating good. Bye for now.